much, Jim. I just wanted to point out Jim and his family, if you guys could all stand up, so we can all give you the applause. Girls?
Jim, how many kids do you have? 2?
4.
Four.
Girls.
4.
He's surrounded by women on a daily
It is.
basis.
It's rough.
I don't think it's full bathroom.
Backyard.
Well, our next speaker is somebody that I met a few years ago at the Transplant Open. Amber Herring, she's going to speak, and I met her daughter Daly at the Transplant Open, and she was driving me around in a golf cart and texting the whole time, and I said, "You're going to kill us both." So that's how we met. But I just wanted to tell you a little story before they speak. I was at the closing ceremonies, just sitting there, and Daly comes over to me and she hands me a gold medal. And I'm like, "No, Daly, you earned that, you keep it." And she's like, "No, I want you to have it." And I'm like, "Why do you want me to have it?" And she's like, "'Cause you're my best friend." And I just instantly started crying, and we got some pictures of it and stuff. And it was so special, it really made the games for me. I got a medal. And are the dart results in yet?
The dart results were announced. They medaled.
I'm still waiting for cornhole.
We're still waiting on cornhole and pickleball.
Oh, okay.
I gotta get my partner.
They're ignoring my emails.
But anyway, I'd like to welcome Amber and Daly up, and please welcome them.
Or not, I'll stop.
Are you gonna hold those up?
I'm not gonna use the microphone because they kind of freaked me out a little bit, so.
Come here.
I'm extremely nervous, so bear with me. So yes, this is Daly. She will be 15 in about a month. Okay, so our transplant story started in December of 2011. I had been a foster parent for about 3 years, had a handful of kiddos come and go, and I got a call from 4 Oaks saying we have a 4-month-old baby that needs a home. And I was like, okay, great. Who doesn't love the babies, right? And so they didn't tell me anything else, just said she was at the hospital, we could go pick her up. So my grandma and I went into university. I'm super excited. I'm about to bring a baby girl home. And I get there and we're at the peds specialty clinic and they bring her out and I was like, what is that? And here in a car seat is a very tiny, very yellow baby. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Clearly something was not right. And my grandma was like, we can do this. And I was like, okay, grandma. So she had a NG feeding tube, like I said, very yellow. Her tummy was huge. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So we take her home, and I don't think I slept for about a week because I was like, something's gonna happen to her. And so over the next couple of days, I found out that she was born with a liver disease called biliary atresia. She had a Kasai procedure when she was 6 weeks old, and unfortunately her biological family were not meeting her medical needs. And so she was removed from them, placed with me. I lived close to the hospital, and I think like our 3rd conversation, they said, if she doesn't have a transplant before she's 1, she's not going to survive. And I was like, great, thanks guys. And so right before I got her, I had applied for grad school for social work. I took her, and then right after that I got accepted into grad school, and I said, how do I do both? Like, how do I go to grad school, work full-time, and take care of a very sick baby? But somehow I figured it out, and we got Daly stronger, And when she was 8 months old, she was listed for her transplant. And she made it to her first birthday without the transplant, and she was alive, and it was amazing. And we just kept on keeping on. The university does not do a split liver donation, and we were running out of time, and so we got daily listed at Children's Wisconsin, which is in Milwaukee. So then she was listed at both places. We just kept going and kept waiting and praying, and then at 1:15 a.m. on October 29th of 2015, so 4 years later, we got a call, and they said, we have a possible match. Daly is the backup, so it's up to you if you want to accept it or not. There's a good chance you won't get it, and I said, this is our very first offer, we are going. So I called my dad, we loaded up, left home at like 3 a.m. Thankfully, he drove us to Milwaukee. Got there at like 7:30. Got her all checked in. She's 4 years old, no idea what's happening. Got her IV started, and we just waited and waited and waited. And she was getting very angry because she couldn't eat or drink anything. I was getting hangry because I didn't want to eat or drink in front of her. The hospital there had a Subway in the hospital at the time, so I like snuck out to Subway and got some lunch so I wouldn't be the next patient. And then around 5:30 that night, the nurse came in and said, it's time to go. And I was like, okay. I thought she meant it's time to go home. This isn't for you. And then all of a sudden, everyone came in and they got her ready, and I was like, wait, what are we doing? They're like, she's going for her transplant. I was like, okay. And so I hopped up on the bed with her. I think she got freaked out by all of these people. Hopped up on the bed with her. They wheeled us to as far as I could go. Gave her a really big hug. Said my goodbyes, and then I cried for a very long time. And we then had to wait several hours. We didn't get a whole lot of updates. Around, I want to say like 11:30 or so, we found out that there were mechanical issues with the flight. So the surgeon had to go to South Dakota to get the liver. There were mechanical issues on the flight, so there was a delay. They weren't sure if the liver was going to get back. We didn't know a whole lot about anything, so just waited. And then a couple hours later, they said that the liver had made it. They were starting the surgery, and then I think like maybe 7 a.m. or so, she was gone for about 13 hours. They brought her back, and they had where they were able to separate the liver, so she got a portion of the liver. They had to keep her sedated. They weren't able to close her right away because the liver was just a little bit too big for her. So they kept her sedated, took her back a couple days later to close her up, and on day 3 post-transplant, she opened her eyes for the first time, and they were white. And I had never in my life seen her with white eyes. And that is a image I'll never get out of my mind. And if you look at her beautiful white eyes, so cute. So then that was kind of the transplant itself. We stayed at Ronald McDonald House in Wisconsin for 35 days, and then we came back. We went back up to Milwaukee about every 2 weeks for blood work, all that stuff. And after that, we ended up at like every 6 months, we still go. She recently celebrated 10 years post-transplant. And I think one of the most important pieces of this whole journey for us has been being able to connect with her donor family. So I had to wait at least a year post-transplant before I could reach out to them. I don't know whose rule that was, but that's just what I was told, so that's what we did. But I sent a letter to, I have no idea who, but just said, thank you. And then several months went by. Grab the other one first. That one, yeah. Both of them, there we Thanks. Several months went by and I got a letter from the transplant hospital saying, you've received a letter back. And they were gonna send it like certified mail, so I had to be home to sign, and so I was like, okay. So I was just waiting, and I'm like, when is the mail coming? And so I got it and opened it up, and there was this. This is Jasmine Little Elk. This is Daly's donor. Sadly, Jasmine died by suicide when she was 14 years old. This has been a difficult year with Daly being 14 years old, but we have done our best to really honor Jazzy, and we spend a lot of time with her donor family. We were able to actually meet up with them in Denver, which was really fun. And they now live in Iowa, so I'm gonna recruit them for Team Iowa. But this here says, Jazzy was born a healthy, beautiful Native American girl from a pure blood degree of the Lakota tribe. Jasmine enjoyed and pursued all that is beauty in life, always listening for words of love and forever displaying actions of kindness and compassion, especially to the 5 individuals she gave life through organ donation. Her family and friends stand strong until the reunion, saying, Jazzy, we hope you dance in the sky. And the back of it says, you want to read it? Okay. The back says, my name is Mark and I'm the father of your donor. I am sending this picture and brief bio of my daughter to each of her recipients. Today marks the 2 years of Jasmine's death. I and the family would like you to know that our mourning is now a healthy healing, and we send you our blessings and love. My most precious memory of Jasmine was one autumn evening. We went for a nature walk and climbed the biggest hill we could find to watch the sunset. This being her first sunset, she cried. Seeing her cry watching the sunset will forever be in my mind, for she was very compassionate and loving soul who loved to sing. So there's our Jazzy. And then not long after that, we were able to get connected directly. And I got this letter from him. So this is dated June 3rd of 2018. And it says, I am Jasmine's dad. I'm grateful for your letter and picture. Daly is a beautiful angel. I have been on a journey since Jasmine left my life. We all miss her. I admit there was a time of such sorrow, but your letter and picture has changed that sorrow to a feeling of gratitude. Before Jasmine passed away, she told me of her choice to become an organ donor. She was very passionate about it. It was like she knew it was her purpose. She gave life to 4 other ladies besides Daly, and I am a very proud father for what Jasmine has done. Through my journey, I have come to believe in God and that every event in our lives have a very deep and spiritual meaning. I am writing you this letter to tell you that the best way for you to express your gratitude is to enjoy you and Daly's life and give thanks to God for this connection. It is special, and in my Native American culture, I consider you and your family as my family. I am blessed to have things the way they are, and you are in my prayers. All the donor recipients hold a special place in my heart. This journey has inspired a creative side of me, and I am enclosing some artwork I have done and a bracelet I made for Daly. I hope to start an art business and dedicate these bracelets in Jasmine's memory. The bracelet says, I don't know what it says. You know what it says? Utika, which is a Lakota word meaning courage for the beautiful life which lay ahead for Daly. God bless you both. It's what? Wopika? If you say so. And then with that came this. Yeah, it's okay. It's me being awkward. But this is original artwork by Mark with Jazzy, and then the 5 butterflies to represent the 5 lives that she saved through her decision to be an organ donor. I know that there's so many feelings when you find out that your daughter is about to be saved by a deceased donor. We didn't know who that was, but I knew that it had to have been a child of some sort because of the size. I didn't know how to feel. I felt extremely excited because she was getting her transplant, but then I felt guilty for being excited because I know what had just happened. And I didn't know what to do with all of that. And being able to reach out to Mark and get the reminder that it's okay to like enjoy this and this is what was supposed to happen, that has been really healing for us. And then having that relationship with him now is even more special to us. There's a lot of things that have happened that I'm kind of like, why did this happen, or you know, how did this happen? It comes down to those miracles that you talk about, right? So October 30th was the day that she got her transplant. October 30th was also the day that my uncle had passed away in a farming accident, and October 30th was the birthday of another foster kiddo I had that had passed away just a few months earlier, and I was able to be with him while he passed. And so we finally have something to celebrate on October 30th, which is Daly's gift of life. And now I just look at her, she's like, perfect little angel. Yeah, right. As a way to pay it forward, to honor Jasmine and all of the other organ donors and recipients, I chose to donate one of my kidneys to a stranger. I donated November 23. And I honestly sometimes am like, are you sure you actually took the kidney? Because I don't feel any different. And so I really like talking about living donation just because I experienced it, and my kidney's out there somewhere, I don't know where. It's kind of weird to think about, but I've honestly been like, what if my kidney is like somewhere in here? Like, what if my recipient was there and I just didn't know it? But that would be pretty cool to meet them someday. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, so for the games, Daly's first games were Salt Lake City in 2018, and then 22 in San Diego, and then Birmingham, and then this year in Denver. I have participated in Birmingham and then fully participated this year, which was really fun. And Daly medaled in every event and then gave away a bunch of them to her best friends. But the thing I love the most about the games is just the feeling of family. I don't want them. They're yours.
Sorry, you guys.
Yeah.
I got 2 silver and 3 gold.
Yep.
Left.
That's what you have left. Yeah. The thing I love the most is just like the family that we built. You walk into a place and everybody gets it. They all have some connection to organ donation, and they want to know your story. They want to know how things are going. There's no judging about my other kids that are losing their minds over there. They're in fact just helping out instead. And it's just the community of being part of this is really amazing. So that is our story. I'm sure I forgot a lot of things, but what do you want to say? Hey. But yes. So thank you for being here. We drove from Iowa City area, so glad we actually made it in time. The traffic was a little wild. Yeah. But thank you for listening to our story.